You're listening to Keith Engle, the host of TGI Sports Talk on the national streaming sports Roku channel.
Football season is here, and SeatGeek is my go-to for buying tickets. Now, with SeatGeek, every single ticket is backed with their buyer guarantee. We've all had plans change, and when you can't make it to the big game, SeatGeek has you covered. They're the only ticketer that allows you to return your tickets ahead of the event for credit with SeatGeek swaps. So when things come up, I know that my tickets won't go to waste. So what are you waiting for? Download the SeatGeek app to maximize your possibilities and shop live events with confidence.
Good morning, everybody. Keith Engle here with TGI Sports Talk's college football huddle. One-on-one with Keith Engle. Good to have you with us on this Friday morning. No guests this morning, but it's going to be your day to do some ranting and raving. Sound off. We got lots of things we can talk about. I'll throw a couple topics out there in just a bit. I'll put the, in fact, I'm going to put in the comments don't get confused as you see these come in. There'll be a few of them. And you can just click that link, come into the green room and wait. There'll be some coffee and bagels for you there. Actually, there won't be. But we want to welcome everybody watching this morning on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter. We're on the National Streaming Sports Roku channel live. The groups that allow us to share. Obviously, Sports Authorities with John Gonzalez, Greg Rawlings over there, baseball, America's Pastime, the love for baseball, flowing the gang at Bottom Line Sports, Let's Talk Sports, Ken Krause at Golf Bud, Sports of All Sorts, and many, many, many more. Ralph Williams at RW Media, we want to give him a shout out. Does some great stuff out of Pittsburgh. And what is that? I got an error somewhere. Oh, that's on YouTube, huh? Very interesting. Why is my YouTube channel? I guess it is up there. Ralph Williams, RW Media, specifically the Sports Corner that he does every Tuesday from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern with Smoke and Jim Frazier. Have been a guest on there many times, had a great time. Thumbs up DDH. Thanks to last week's guest, Tony Collins, former Patriot. Great inspirational story Tony had with his issues with drugs and how he got into them and how he got out of them, and wrote a great book to help others. Broken Road, how I turned my mess into a message. Just done some great things with kids as well. But that's that. So today's your day, guys. The link is in the comments right now. I'll put it in here again in just a second and a few times throughout the show. But you can come in, give a 5-minute rant or so. And then if depending on if we got people waiting or not, we may have a little back and forth. But we can talk about anything you want. We can talk about the NFL playoffs this weekend. Lamar against what's that guy's name? Josh Allen. Which one's going to get is there as big a monkey on the back of Josh Allen as Lamar Jackson? Kansas City, all they do is win. 15 wins. Going for a three-peat. I said a three-peat. What say you? Come on in and tell me why they won't win. Or put your tin hat on and tell me why the games are scripted and fixed and the referees belong in the Chiefs team photo. Detroit, the prohibitive favorite in the NFC. Can they be upset? Philadelphia's situation. We could talk about the great Bob Uecker passing. Rest in peace, Bob Uecker, by the way. Great ambassador for baseball for 7 decades. And did it all, play-by-play locally with Milwaukee right up till last year. He was still doing home games. He had a sitcom. He was in movies. He was in Miller Lite commercials. The guy was an ambassador for the game. Did national baseball games. So we can talk about him. We can talk about the Notre Dame game. We can talk about the MLB Hall of Fame coming in. Results coming in next Tuesday. We can talk about Eli Manning's candidacy in the NFL. That's going to be voted on here in the next few weeks before the Super Bowl. There's so many things we can talk about. I'll talk as long as I have to, but I'd rather have you guys come in. I see a few people have popped in, and this this has been hit or miss, I guess, when we've done this. And I'd like to be able to do this and have some activity once a month, twice a month. We'll try to I got vacation coming up, so we'll have some repeat interviews coming up, but click the link. I don't know if it's a link or you can copy and paste that and put it in your browser. You'll get into the show. You might have to put it in a different browser or whatever, but you'll come into the show. Probably best that you use the browser you got the show on, or it might screw up your stream. But we got a couple of guests we're going to work on for the next couple of weeks. Then we're going to have repeats as we go on vacation for a couple of weeks. We'll keep you up to date on all that. But there's lots of stuff to talk about. And we'll get it. I know I don't want the show to become too repetitive with the Sunday stream of consciousness, but this is different because I want you to come in. You can comment if you want, guys. I see guys here not commenting. I'd love to have you come in the show and do it live. There's Bill Pulver. You want to come in and talk about your Jets, Bill? Come on the show. Click the link, paste the link in. Come on and talk about McCarthy. Talk about the Jets. Talk about the Patriots cheating for 20 years. I don't care what we talk about. You're going to get 5 minutes uninterrupted. And then, we can go back and forth a little bit. Danny Fuller, where are you? Told you to get here today with a couple of rants. Rick, I know you might have some PT today. There's Linda. Reconnect to Roku, another show on right now. All right, let me remove myself and put myself back on there. Thank you, Linda, for that heads up. Let me add Roku again. There we go. That should bring me back, Linda. Who knocked me off this time? We may have to go and knock on their door. Guys, we can talk about whatever you want. There's so much going on in the world of sports. We can talk about pop culture. We can talk about movies. I'll talk to you about the inauguration. I don't care. We really can, because guess what? The Nazis at Facebook, I'll give a little rant right now. The Nazis at Facebook are gone. I haven't had a problem with a show not being posted to or taken down from any groups unless they've done it, which they do from time to time because, even though I explain what I'm trying to do, they don't like it. Jets need a new owner. Billy, put the thing in the browser and come in and talk to me about it. Give me a rant. Tell me who it should be. Tell me about the Bob Dylan movie last night. I don't care what you talk about. I'm going to give you 5 minutes uninterrupted. Probably can't fill 5 minutes. It's a lot. 5 minutes doesn't seem like a lot of time, right? But it is a lot. 2 hours on a Sunday morning. You guys make it easy, though. Let's make this easy. I want this thing to work. But we can go through the comments. I want to get out and see the Bob Dylan movie. I'm assuming it was good. Heard great things about it. I'd always let reviews keep me from going to see movies. But I can't think of the name of it now because my mind is shot. But we want to certainly do that. So anybody, Linda, Mac, Billy, Sonia, where are you? So much to talk about, guys. The NFL this weekend. This is the best. And again, here's something else you can tell me. This is the best weekend of football. Super Bowl's fun, but often gets out of control. It's late. Got to wait all day for it. Divisional playoff round is the best. 100%. This is the best football weekend of the year. In my mind. We got some fun matchups. Saturday, we got Kansas City against Houston. Houston played well last week, but how much of that was Houston and how much of that was Kansas City? Looks like Mac's coming in, but I don't see a picture yet. So wait, Mac, you don't have a picture in there. There you are. So Mac's got a rant this morning. We always like to hear Mac's rants because Houston played well last week. Need a tin hat.
What's going on, Keith? Turn that down a little bit for me.
How are you this morning?
Listen,
been a long time.
I'm doing good. I'm doing good, Keith. We just got done with our show, Mac, Jack, and of course you were on with us. And just like other people out there, Jack is on the mindset that the Chiefs are lucky, that the Chiefs barely beat other teams, that the Chiefs are going to get beat in the playoffs or in the championship because they barely beat other teams by a field goal or they blocked a kick or whatever. They won. Listen, they would have lost only one game if they played their starters against Denver. They would have blew Denver the hell out of the playoffs at the time. I don't know what people want from a team. I mean, I know they're mad. I know there's a little bit of animosity towards the Chiefs because they're going for a three-peat. No, everybody loves an underdog. The Chiefs are definitely not an underdog, Keith. They're the team that's going to have a three-peat this year. I don't see anybody beating them. I don't see anybody in AFC beating them. They got the defense, they got a running game, and they got the best quarterback in football by far. The guy if he's got the ball in his hands, in the last drive, you lost. They know. In fact, the bench teams just go ahead and the bench just turns around and they just start heading towards the locker room. I mean, they know the game is over. Baltimore has a better shot than they've had in years because they got a guy named Derrick Henry. But that Chiefs defense, they're not going to let Derrick Henry run for 100 yards against them. He's not running for 200 yards against them. He's not doing that. They're going to make Lamar Jackson beat them again. And we already saw that movie. Buffalo, good team, great team. I mean, I love Josh Allen. I love Cook. I love their their pass defense. They're going to beat the Chiefs. Is Detroit even going to make the Super Bowl? I don't know. They say the Eagles might. I don't know. The Eagles already played the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, didn't they? I think they did. And I think they lost. And I think the Chiefs team is better than it was back then. They got more receivers. They got two running backs right now with Pacheco, and they brought back their other guy, the big guy from Cleveland. I forget his name right now.
Hunt.
I mean, yes, Kareem Hunt, a bull. Listen, the Chiefs will be the Super Bowl champion, and I'm not a Chief fan, folks. I could care less about the Chiefs. I'm just telling you basic football. They're winners. And you know how to win. They know how to win. It's going to be a sad day. As far as Bob Dylan goes, Bob Dylan is the worst singer in the history of music. All right? Bob Dylan plays his little monicas or whatever else he's got going there. His nose, he sings through his nose. Tom Petty, I think, is a cousin of Bob Dylan. He does the same thing. But Tom Petty is better than Bob Dylan. And let's not make a big thing out of Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan did not change music. He didn't do that. He wrote a few songs for a few groups. This guy is not a rock and roll legend. He's not a music legend. This is somebody, I don't know, some guy that's still taking mushrooms decides that he's going to make a movie about Bob Dylan, Keith. And that's all I got for you, buddy. I don't know if it did 5 minutes, but I tried.
You only filled like 3 minutes. It's easy. 5 minutes isn't easy, right?
No, it's not. Especially when you're not prepared.
Well, I'm never prepared. I fill 2 hours unprepared. I don't know how I do that.
Yes.
I will talk a couple things before I let you go to follow up. Billy, right? We talked about this on the on your show that luck is often confused for hard work. Hard work, you produce your own luck, as you said. There's an old axiom that I repeated that luck is a residue of good design. Right? Good things happen when you have a good plan. Some of them you don't necessarily go to plan, but they work because of the plan. The Chiefs are hated because they win. I'm not a Chiefs fan. As a Patriot fan, I know a lot of Patriot fans who root for them to fail. They don't want them to win 3 in a row because we never did. I don't care about that stuff. I want to see good football. It's good for the NFL. It's good. If you're a fan, you should want dynasties because that's what props these conversations, right? And all these other teams, to me, until they beat the Chiefs, they're all pretenders, right?
I agree. Just look at the head coaches, Keith. All right, You got Sirianni that likes to argue with his own fans. He likes to go in there and he encourages his players to read books during the game, which is nothing wrong with that, I guess. I mean, if you want to read a book during the game, that's fine with me. I mean, so Nick Sirianni is kind of, I'll talk to the fans, you read books, and we're good. And then with Houston's a good young team. I just don't think they're ready yet. Maybe next year, maybe the year after. I'm looking forward to seeing Houston grow. But anyway, I'm just and Andy Reid is a great coach. I think he's the best coach in the league right now. I mean, his design and his offense is to use a variety of things. His defensive coordinator is great. Campbell's a good coach, but his philosophy is to bite kneecaps, and that does work sometimes. During the game, it does work sometimes. It does intimidate people. But no, seriously, I mean, I think the Chiefs win it all, Keith.
I'm with you. And again, Campbell, I love the way he coaches, quite frankly. He coaches to win. He's all out all the time, but sometimes that's a little reckless, right? So, and by the way, for those of you who aren't sure that Linda and Mac are actually two different people because we can never tell who it is commenting anywhere. Mac's here, unless he's typing and commenting to himself. Linda is there commenting as well. So. And by the way, Bob Dylan take. Well, I'm not the hugest Bob Dylan fan in the world. I think you're a little harsh on Bob Dylan. Billy, you should come in and defend. Like, I'm thinking Bill Pulver. Come on, Billy, click the link. I think you got to copy and paste the link.
You just got to click.
Can you click it? Okay. Yeah. I guess on my side you don't see the hyperlink. But Billy, I got a feeling you're a Bob Dylan fan, and I think you should come in and defend your boy. So
yeah, well, he knows the truth. He knows that Bob Dylan really did nothing for me. I mean, Knocking on Heaven's Door. If you listen to him sing that song, that is the best song he ever sang. If it's really him, I'm not even
Blowing
sure.
in the Wind's a pretty good song. I mean, it's the title of the movie. Blowing in the Wind. Blowing in the Wind.
Oh my God! Are you kidding me?
He's not a Dylan fan. He just went to see the movie. So
I mean, listen, we got to look. It's interesting to go and see how he did his thing. But
so obviously, this guy made billions off of being with no talent.
I'm not a big folk singer. I mean, listen, everybody was high. They were drinking. They were smoking pot, and everybody loved everybody. They just, everybody bought anything. I mean, you
like any folk music, and again, I grew up at the end of the 60s, so I remember, but I saw these people later: Peter, Paul and Mary, Bob Seger, Bob Dylan. I mean, I like some of Peter, Paul and Mary stuff, but I didn't realize Puff the Magic Dragon was about smoking pot until I was about 20. I thought it was about Magic Dragon.
Yes, I like Puff the Magic Dragon when I was 5. Okay, I outgrew that. You know what I mean? I outgrew that. I mean, if I had a hammer, I'd hammer it in the morning. Okay, if I had a hammer in the morning, we want. I mean, it's fine. But anyway,
That's right. I haven't grown up yet. This is correct. That's why I still think he's a Magic Dragon, and it wasn't about pot. But
yes, there you go. I was sad when he had to go back in the cave. I know at 5 years old, it was pretty traumatizing to me. Anyway.
Oh, Mac, thanks for popping in today. Good rant today. Glad you were able to listen. I love it when people can combine sports, pop culture. We do it all on this show.
Yes,
for multiple rants there. That was awesome. Well done.
Well, thank you, Keith. Have a great day, man. We'll see you on Sunday.
Thanks. All right, who's next, guys? Billy. Well, you're not a Bob Dylan fan, but we know you're a Jet fan. Come in and tell me about this mess of the Jets. What are they going to do? Aaron Glenn looks like the guy. You're going to hire another. If I'm the Jets, I'd probably, be a little hard with Aaron Rodgers there, probably. But I'd bring in a Mike McCarthy. You're not bringing back Pete Carroll, obviously, to that situation. But you need an established coach. You've gone the assistant route too many freaking times here, guys. How's it going to get better? And you're going in a defensive guy again. If you take Aaron Glenn. I'm going to put the link up again. So click the link, Billy. I'm getting angry. I see a bunch of people out there. And we can do the comment thing. It's not against the rules here. The whole idea of the show is to get people in. And Billy, maybe, I don't know, you haven't combed your hair yet or taken a shower. I know we had that problem with Jeremy, the the Detroit fan a couple of times, but there's a lot of other stuff to talk about too. You can come in and rag on me. Listen, I will tell you now, Mike Vrabel to the Patriots, what a great hire. First of all, kept away from the Jets. Second of all, he's the man for the job. 5-27 when he took over the Titans. They went to an AFC Championship game the next year without a quarterback. Had a great running game, but he doesn't have a guy as good as Derrick Henry. But I will tell you that Stevenson will have a career year next year if he stays healthy with the Patriots. They got to improve that offensive line. He will improve that offensive line just through instilling a different culture and holding guys accountability and bringing in a culture of toughness. You saw it with Dan Campbell in Detroit. And he's got a quarterback now. Billy needs you want Nick Mangold to be your coach, or you want him to play in the offensive line? We could use Nick Mangold right now in New England, by the way. What is he, 50? Come on, Bill. You can click the link. Give me a reason why you won't click the link. Come in the show, 5 minutes. Give me a rant on your Jets. You need to own ownership? I want you to give me a 5 minute. You don't have to do 5 minutes. I mean, it's hard to do. I sit here and talk for 2 hours. I don't know how I do it. I do it because you guys help. There's been days where it's been quiet and I got to go on for an hour like this, talk about nothing. This show's like the Seinfeld show, right? We talk about, it's a show about nothing. I'd love your review on the Dylan movie. Should I go see it or should I just wait till it's free on Prime or whatever? Actually, I've not been in a movie theater, quite frankly, since COVID. It got too easy to be home. Even if I want to watch something that's a new release, I'll pay the $20 one time, not for two people, and sit at home. Make my own popcorn. We're going to watch Conclave, I think, tonight, which I have great things about, by the way. I'm excited about that. I saw Dave Guyette come in. Sorry, Dave. Pop in this morning, Dave, and give me your take on the Yankees offseason. We don't have to talk about anything that I've laid out here. I laid out a bunch of stuff. NFL playoffs, Notre Dame, USC, Notre Dame, Ohio State. NFL playoffs, I said that already. Manning's Hall of Fame candidacy. Baseball Hall of Fame being announced next week. What a great, and I'm going to tweak a few people obviously here. What a great 2 days next Monday and Tuesday. We've got a presidential inauguration that some of us can smile about. We've got Notre Dame and Ohio State. And then Tuesday, we're going to have the Baseball Hall of Fame nominations, or not nominations, inductees announced. We'll talk a little bit more about that on the MLB update at 3:00 today. But Dave Guyette, click the link, man. Pop in. Tell me what you think about the Yankees. Yankees done a really good job, assuming Goldschmidt and Bellinger can rebound just a bit. I think Goldschmidt is a wonderful candidate for a bounce back season, by the way. New league, new stadium, very hitter friendly. Oh, this is going to be ugly. I finally goaded him. He got his hairpiece on. Good morning, Bill Pulver.
Hey, Keith. Why are you doing that?
What country are you in?
Hey, I don't know, but I seem to have your two feeds coming in.
Well, close one of them and
all right.
It'll screw you up. You probably
okay. Now I'm all ready.
Yeah, okay.
So
good.
Anyways, the movies.
5 minutes. You talk about anything you want for 5 minutes.
Margaret and I received a gift last year from our kids of the Regal app, where we can go to any free movie we want to now because they bought this yearly pass for us. So whenever we're sitting around and we see a new movie, we just go and we watch it. And I tell you, I heard more Dylan music last night than I've heard all my life. But we have fun just being able to go to any damn movie we want to. Now, I know you would probably like to go see Pamela Anderson's movie, Crybaby. I mean, you know.
You're taking advantage of my inability to speak during this 5 minutes.
Margaret just told me that's not the name of the movie, but
Close
see,
enough.
see what it is like to have, she always corrects my speech for me. But you want to talk about the Jets, man? Come on. I think it was 68 years ago yesterday that Joe Namath won the Super Bowl in January or something.
Sounds right.
And that was Margaret just went by. I think she wants to talk on the show.
She's welcome.
But you got to say the Jets fans are totally dedicated because we've persevered all these years watching them cheating Patriots go all the way and win a Super Bowl. Soft footballs, and but I can't go through that because you get depressed again. But listen, what I want to ask you about is where the hell is I can't swear. Where the hell is that itch award that Rick's waiting for?
I got to get the catalog. I'm waiting for Danny to help me out. He's going to get me a trophy.
Rick is starting to call you Mancini. Margaret.
No. I said, I told him early on, wait, be patient. This isn't a steak sandwich.
Give me 5 minutes.
This isn't a steak sandwich type of thing, but we're looking for the right thing. And he's got I want a button. I want a picture trophy of a button.
I mean, you've had half a year to work on this thing.
No, we just had the final vote here on the,
the trophy.
New Year's. Oh, you're right there. I just said, listen.
Oh man,
I'll take total responsibility for that.
Well, that's a typical Patriot fan. They promise you all this stuff and then they never deliver.
5 minutes up. Can I start talking yet? Hold on. The rules are I'm not supposed to talk for 5 minutes while you rant, but now since you've interacted.
Wait a minute. You said I couldn't talk for 5 minutes.
No,
Margaret says I can't be quiet for 5 minutes.
5 minutes isn't easy to fill for most people. You do a pretty good job, though.
Well, I get a little practice because I'm on the HOA here, and we have our monthly meetings. And if you don't talk, you don't get anything done.
All right, hold on. So hold on. Now I'm going way off script here because you brought up HOA.
Oh, you're living in an HOA now, aren't you?
We moved into an HOA, and the board it was just turned over to the association, right? The owners, the homeowners, by the builder. They had their first 2 meetings without telling anybody they were even having meetings.
Well, that's because they hand selected the people that they want on the board.
Well, we voted on them, but 6 people to fill 5 positions isn't much of an election, right? So, are your meetings?
But you can bet your lucky stars that those 6 people want to get on there and mold the rules to what they wanted, and then they get what they want added to their property, and then they change the rules so nobody else can get it.
Your HOA, are you on the board, or you just go to the
treasurer?
Okay, so the meetings are all held and open, and people can come there, and an agenda is posted for the meeting beforehand?
Agenda is posted beforehand, and since COVID, we've gone to Zoom. But anyone's always welcome to come to the meeting and sit there and be quiet while we're conducting business, but we do give them time to voice their concerns. But actually, we've never had anybody show up. Annually, we have a meeting where everybody participates. And again, because of COVID, we went to a Zoom meeting where we have we have 68 owners, so everybody can get in on Zoom, but not everybody shows up. You know that. But everybody has a voice.
Yeah, the point of whether people show up, it's whether they have the opportunity to show up, right? I mean,
we post all our minutes. We got 2 fellows that created a group site for us, which is available to anybody. So when you post the agenda, you post the minutes, you post the policies, and everybody's aware of what's going on.
Yeah.
I like to say we're transparent here, but it's hard to get everybody to follow the rules. That's for sure.
Well, that's again, I get all that, and the board's got to make decisions, but there are certain things where you should at least listen to the residents, right, and give them an opportunity. They haven't done that, and it doesn't sound like they plan on doing it, and so there's a Facebook page for the group, the residents that can join and make comments. And there's been a firestorm this week because they sent out the minutes of what happened at the meeting, and nobody knew there was a meeting, and people don't agree with some of the things that they laid down. I could care. It isn't so much I care about the decisions they made. I don't like the fact that I didn't even know there was a meeting. I may not.
Well, they probably sent out a notice, and somehow it didn't get to your address because you are relatively a new person.
They made it clear they didn't send anything out.
Well,
because there's people
been a new board. They're just they're learning their ways, and you got to give them what's like.
All I said is use this as a learning experience. That's all I said, because president's wife was defending him, which she might well do, and she made it clear. He said, if you don't volunteer, you shouldn't have a voice. And I'm like, well, there's a lot of
no, that's not true in our.
No, that's a crazy thing to say.
Yeah, no, you want people to get on the board, but not too many people will step up. And then you want a lot of people that will volunteer to help you do little projects that'll save you money in the long run, because you got to have a management company, I'm sure.
We do. Century.
Not CYC, is it?
No, Century.
Okay. But if you have a good management team, they work with everybody. It's a real delicate operation because, like, again, I say you got to have the right people on the board that will listen to people. And
what is HOA, Rick? What are you talking about? HOS? What the hell is that?
HOA, Rick Sherlock, come on.
He changed it.
Get them bugs out of your ears.
It's the first thing.
Take them sunglasses off. Come on, Rick.
All right, let me turn this back to sports for a second. You're a Jet fan. What needs to happen with the Jets? Woody Johnson needs to go. He's the common denominator.
I think Woody Johnson has to let go, and they got to rebuild. They got to look at what the front line, to me, has been the problem for the last 3 years, because you can have the best. You can put Tom Brady on the Jets when he was playing good, and with that line, everybody gets through, and they cause confusion in the backfield. And that was living proof when Aaron Rodgers threw his first pass 2 years ago. They got right to the line, knocked him down. He got hurt. Hey, I love Zach Wilson. He didn't have a line. He was scrambling around. But you look at the Kansas City Chiefs, you look at Buffalo, Baltimore, and even in the days of the Patriots, they had a solid line. And without a solid line, I don't care who you bring in, you're not gonna do anything. That's not to say that somebody can't get through once in a while, but he's never invested right in the front line, as far as I'm concerned. They had a good defense, but the defense got tired of saying, "Hey, you guys aren't scoring points. What the hell are we doing this for?" So they need a front line, and that's why I mentioned they need somebody like Nick Mangold. Of course, they're not going to bring him back, but
bring him in to coach the offensive line.
Well, okay, that comes after the front line is good,
right?
Well, I just haven't seen a good front line there yet.
So Woody Johnson's not selling the team. Who do you want to be the head coach?
Head coach, there again, you want somebody that's had proven results, and I don't know. I think it's a good opportunity to pick up that guy that just left Dallas. I think he
that's a good.
He was doing an okay job, but I just don't think that their quarterback, I can't even think of his name now.
Aaron Rodgers.
No, for Cowboys.
Dak Prescott.
Yeah. I don't think Dak Prescott. I mean, he showed his colors once he couldn't call timeout there in that playoff, and they ran out of time before they had to run a play. I mean, you got to have your head on when you're in them final minutes. But I think he would be a good coach.
Well, you want to.
At least that's what Bill Parcells told me when I saw him up to Saratoga National.
Did you tell the fat bastard hello for me, or?
I mentioned your name and he knew you.
I'll bet he did.
He did. He called you fat bastard too.
Well, it fits. It's okay. I know you got to get to your.
All you got to do is go up there for lunch at 2:00 and you'll see him. He's at the bar.
Where is he? At the Saratoga National every week. He's there.
Well, I don't know. I don't. Keith, I only went up there once because I had a birthday gift certificate, and Margaret and I went up there place is too expensive for me.
With your money, I would think you were going there like daily, for crying out loud.
Oh man, my name isn't Keith Engle. Come on. You know.
Oh God, listen.
No,
Listen, with Ciro's, that's how long ago it was, because Ciro's is gone. So that's how long ago I ran to him.
oh, okay. But no, they got good food there. I don't want to advertise the place, but yeah, it's too expensive for me.
Not unless they give me money. We can't mention Saratoga National. What is it, Prime? Who's up there? Prime?
Oh, in Saratoga? Oh yeah. You're right. Prime.
Yeah.
I don't know how to call them restaurants by their owners, but
Yeah, that's okay. Well, you've mentioned her name.
well, the Jets, they need a line, and they got some targets. And for the coach, I really hope they take the Cowboy coach, because you remember I called that in the middle of the season when they let the Jets coach go. I said, "Hey, McCarthy's next," but you said, "No, he's safe."
Well,
Rick Sherlock gave me that information, by the way.
I didn't think he was safe, but again, the season went shit in the shitter. He could have stayed probably if he wanted to, but I think Mike McCarthy wanted out of there.
Well, they got to make room for Neon Dion. Neon Dion wants to bring his kid in to play football. He's like another LeBron James now. He's got to bring his kid in to nurse him a little bit so he doesn't get hurt and banged up. So Dion he'll be the coach.
I hope for chaos sake that's true. I love chaos.
Well, hey, I think he'd bring a lot of interest to the game if Dion came in there, but you'd have to make sure he doesn't suit up on the sideline so he doesn't run in there trying to play. But he's done a good job. He's done a good job with Colorado. You can't knock that. But
I was very hard on Dion last year, and I had to have a mea culpa. He had a good year this year. He did. 9 wins is good.
Now listen, there's another thing where he came in to coach when they invented the portal and they invented nil. And guess what? College football is worth nil now because these kids are just jumping all over the place. Like I said last week, all the NFL players are going back to college because they can make more money with a nil.
There's actually more structure in the NFL because there's a salary cap and you can't just be a free agent every single year, which is what college is now. There's no salary cap, and you can transfer. The kid from Rick knows, Daniels from Georgia. He transferred from USC to Georgia to West Virginia to he was in 5 teams in 5 years.
Well, yeah, and then you got these other guys that played for 8 years. I don't know. They should have their PhD by that time. Yeah,
we got a kid who's delivering babies in hurricanes. He was 9th year senior this year. I think they finally kicked him off the team. So,
well, I think college is going to get messed up in the next couple of years here with all this stuff that's going on because no one's going to be true to their school anymore. And then, do they have portals and nil and basketball for college?
Oh, absolutely. It's all any college sport, even the ones.
You know what? The playoffs are not going to be like they like. I like Duke, and I got a friend that likes North Carolina. And if you go with the team that you got at the beginning of the season, and then all of a sudden you got all those crazy transfers and crap, and by the end of the season you could have a completely different team out there. And
certainly from season to season, you can't follow guys. When I was younger and I followed teams, I was a Marquette fan when I was a kid, but you'd follow kids for 3 or 4 years, right? And now
it's but you and I we're from the old school, and I know you are, and I know you like the way things were played way back, because you guys talk about it a lot on baseball, but I guess maybe we're so old we can't. It's hard for us to accept change, but. I think the kids need some money in their pocket, but $6 million to Manning, and he's a backup quarterback for Texas. Come on.
Well, he'll be the starter now, but still.
Yeah, he'll be the starter. So what's he going to make next year? $10 million? Then he's going to say, hey, I got enough to retire. I'm not going in the NFL. I get hurt there.
It's possible. He's going to get hundreds of millions though there. So.
Yeah, probably Peyton Manning will come in and coach Denver, and he'll go out to Denver or wherever. Where the hell Manning? Oh, he played Indianapolis, didn't he?
And Denver both, yeah.
Denver both, yeah.
So
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I am old school. I've been in every hot tub in this community trying to find the hot tub time machine, and I can't find it.
You've been in every hot tub.
Trying to find the hot tub time machine. You know the movie? You haven't seen the movie?
What the hell's that?
You never saw the movie Hot Tub Time Machine? They get
No, I only go to R-rated. What's above that? Jesus, you must be the.
They get in a hot tub and they go
talk to your wife, man. I don't think she knows your past.
Oh, and be married.
Where the hell's Rick Charlotte? He's got some good movies he talks about all the time when I see him.
Who's that?
Watson.
He's got some good movies. He is the itch right now. He's doing a good job at the group and the group chat everywhere. He's pushing my buttons everywhere.
I can't believe anybody could push your buttons. Come on.
It's fun. I enjoy it.
So you think the Buffalo's going all the way to the Super Bowl against Kansas City?
Too
early to tell.
I think it's Buffalo and Kansas City. Or no, they can't play. They're in the same conference.
Oh, that's right. Okay, you're right. Yeah, see, that's how much I know about football.
I do think they'll play next week in the championship game for the right to go to the Super Bowl. Yes, I think it's Kansas City and Detroit.
Yeah, I think Detroit's going to make it, and I hope Kansas City does. It'll be a hell of a Super Bowl.
Excellent. Billy,
I'd almost go to it if I had $10,000 I didn't know what to do with, but.
Well, just open up Rick says just jump in your Bitcoin account and.
Oh man, Bitcoin. I wish they'd dissolve that. No. Right. Okay, now listen. I had a hard time figuring out where to sign in here, and then I had to go through a hurdle of saying yes and no's, but I did make it. And
well, now you know how to do it. So next time we have this little chat session, I'll expect to see you in.
Yeah, I mean, I should. Can you do more than one? Because I wanted to give Mac a slap there. He was.
I can bring more than one person in. Yeah,
no. I like Mac. I'm only kidding.
No,
he was all upset about Bob Dylan, but.
Geez, that was I don't love the guy, but I don't hate him either.
I like I said, I heard more music last night from Bob Dylan than I heard all my life. Rick, I agree with you.
I'd go in a full scuba suit, just so you know.
I had a hot tub when we lived in a prior home, but I don't know. Too many people got into it, and then
you got to empty it out every time. People,
but I know you're just talking figuratively.
Terrible. Yes, I did not get in every hot tub.
Yeah. Just a couple.
Billy, listen, we got to get together. I got to get the group together. So
no problem. No, hey, listen. When it happens, it happens.
Appreciate you popping in today. And
okay, now what do I got to do to get out of here? You just shut me down.
I'm gonna take you out.
Because it's time for me to go to the gym. I got to exercise.
Yeah, me too. Do a little for me too, would you?
Yeah. Every time I take a break and sit down, I think of you.
You should. That's what I'll be doing. So. Thanks, Billy.
All right, buddy. Great talking to you, Keith. You got a great show, and I know you're enjoying it, and that's what's important. So,
I appreciate that. I have lots of fun. You know that.
Tell your dad I said hi.
I will do that.
Okay, and Janet too.
All right. We'll do. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Billy Pulver, the amazing Waldo, has popped into the show. This is like the stream of consciousness on Friday with live guests from the chat room. Where's Rick? Come on, Rick. Are you doing PT right now, or what are you doing? Mac loves Detroit. He loves everybody. The man's all over the place. Sorry, Mac. By the way, Joe Milton, Mac, I wish I didn't have a chance to get into this with you because Billy came in, but Joe Milton's not going to be, he could be. I shouldn't say this. I shouldn't make a, ultimatum. But I need to see Joe Milton play against even second stringers and maybe make a decision on whether he'll be any good or not. So, whatever. But Rick, if you're not doing PT, pop in today. Comb your hair. Put a shirt on. Anyway, what was I talking about before Billy came in? Mike Vrabel? I was talking about Mike Vrabel. Mike Vrabel is the perfect choice here. Perfect choice. I'm sorry about, and again, I know a lot of the people are saying Kraft's disloyal. Who's loyal? This isn't the first coach to ever fired one and done. There's been 5 of them in the last 2 years. The job didn't get done, guys. I know there's a dearth of talent here. It's not a talented football team. You need a culture change here. Gerard Mayo was not going to be the answer. Maybe it'd been different if he got a little more on the job training and Bill Belichick hadn't walked away. But Gerard Mayo got fired, and that's just the realities of the game. Rick's doing his rehab or PT, so he can't pop in. I get it. When you're done with that, hopefully at some point, Mr. Hitch, pop in. So Gerard Mayo, I'm sorry. Good person, great patriot, loyal patriot, stuck around a long time when he could have had other jobs. It didn't work out. That's it. The guy's going to get paid money on his contract for the next 2 years. He'll be in the NFL again. Maybe not as a head coach, but as a coordinator. Don't feel sorry for Gerard Mayo. It didn't get done. Lack of discipline. You don't need talent to learn not to make penalties. You don't need talent, to do some of the basic or correct some of the basic mistakes that this team made. He was never going to win a bunch of games. 4 games. I don't think it's the wins and losses that's the problem. Nobody expected more than 4 or 5 wins out of this team. But you got to show some improvement. And they need a culture change. And Mike Vrabel's the guy to get that done. Bill Belichick's another situation. Interestingly enough, reports yesterday, Bill Belichick still has not signed his contract at North Carolina. He's hiring people, but it's interesting, he's not hiring his best people. He has brought Steve Belichick in to be his defensive coordinator, but there's no McDaniels. There's no what can I think of? Patricia. There's no Matt Patricia. There's no Joe Judge. There's not the guys that were mainstays of his staff the last, 10 years of his career there. The second part of the dynasty, if you will. So it leads to rumors that Bill's not done in the NFL, and he doesn't want to wrap these guys up into contracts that he can't get them out of at North Carolina. Tom Brady's already gone and talked to him about the Raider job. Now, I don't see him going. So theoretically, by the way, he's got a $10 million buyout before next July 1st, which, by the way, is peanuts. If you wanted to go get Kirby Smart coaching in the NFL tomorrow, it would cost you about $70 million to buy him out of his contract. Cost Bill Belichick $10 million, and after July 1st next year, it's $1 million. He has not closed the door on the NFL by any means. And if he hasn't signed a contract, if that's true, and I don't know for a fact whether it's true or not, but if that's the case and he took a job tomorrow, what recourse would North Carolina have? They couldn't even get $10 million. Maybe he's done. Maybe he's not. I don't care what his girlfriend says, Linda or Mac. Mike Lombardi says he's staying too, and he might stay. He might stay. There's a reason the buyout's $1 million, where when other top coaches in college football, it's tens of millions of dollars. Even James Franklin, who sucks up in Penn State in big games, great at winning 10 games. If you're happy with that Penn State people, great. But if somebody wanted to buy him out of that contract, it's going to cost him $70 million likely. Maybe it's 60 now. It's going to continue to fall. But Bill Belichick, after next year, after July 1st, before he's ever coached a game, that drops to $1 million. I'm not buying his. It's always been my dream to coach in college. I think he just wanted to coach. Belichick couldn't even handle all the heckling he would get at games. Oh, because Bill Belichick never got heckled at games before, Billy. Bill Belichick's been getting heckled at games since he was in Cleveland. Oh gosh. Listen, Belichick, and we got about 10 minutes left or so. We can get one more person in. I know there's some people out here I see up there. I can't see your names today, but I see people there. Rick can't pop in, but I know that Dave, if you're still there, we can get into the Yankees. I haven't seen Danny. I haven't seen Paul. This was your opportunity. Paul might be working. It's early for Danny out there and doesn't always get up early in California. I get that. Chris F. Graves got a new job, I believe, which keeps him away from some of the games or the shows during the week and early. There's Danny. Come on, Danny. Click the link. We got 10 minutes, 9 minutes anyway. Rabel being available now made it easier to fire Mayo sooner than later. That's the only reason he's fired. I said this all along, by the way. Gerard Mayo would still be the coach if Rabel wasn't available in this cycle. They couldn't hire Vrabel last year because of a commitment they had made to Mayo to be the coach in waiting. That's why they didn't have to do any of the interviewing. Last year, they interviewed nobody because there are loopholes in the Rooney Rule where if you've already named a coach and you have him under contract to succeed the existing coach, you don't have to do the interview process. This year they had to, but it was a sham. I will tell you as a Patriot fan, them interviewing Pep Hamilton and Byron Leftwich, they weren't hiring any of those guys. They weren't even coaching in the league this year. They weren't hiring those guys. But I know Danny's got a rant or two about something. Mayo got the shaft, the Patriot way. Yeah, they're only when it comes to coaches, they're only the most loyal organization in football outside of the Pittsburgh Steelers. How many coaches have the Jets had since in the time frame, the 24 years, I think that the 23 years, whatever it was, said Bill Belichick was a coach of the Patriots. How many Jet coaches were there, Billy? It's hard to count. As a Perth guy, I can't even get that high. So, Danny, you can come on. You can talk about the fires. You can rant about California and the fires. We're talking about everything today. I know you had a couple of rants on college football. Yeah, you had some NFL rants. You had some MLB rants. By the way, I think the kid Sasaki, is that how I'm without looking at his name, Sasaki? I think he's signing with your Dodgers, man. I think you guys are going to find a way to circumvent that. Actually, on the road headed to Palm Springs. Hopefully, you're not on the road bugging out. I hope, just traveling. Hopefully, make a plan. The next time we do this, and we may do this a couple times in the next few weeks. I don't know. I think we got 2 shows before I go away. Let me see. We got the 24th. Yeah. What's the date today? 17th. So we got the 24th and the 31st. I've got a couple of guests we might get on. Gabe Paul, former GM for the Yankees in the 70s, the Indians, the Reds. His daughter has contacted me through Robert Butler, wants to come on the show. And Gary McKillips. Who did Gary get me? Hang on, let me want to see who Gary's got lined up. I got to call this gentleman as well. Why can't you make this easy for me? Gary McKillips. So Gary had given me, there's a picture of the guy. Wes Pritchett, who was brought up, I believe, in the Richard Todd interview. Wes Pritchett was the defensive captain on the 1988 national championship team for Notre Dame. Catholics versus convicts, Danny. And he had Wes on his show at one point. He had some great stories about Lou Holtz. And I recall that actually he's talking about meeting Richard Todd in a restaurant in Atlanta. Gary was a great interview. We had a lot of fun with Gary. So I'll be calling Wes this week, and we'll try to get him and maybe Mrs. Paul on the show. I can't remember her. What was her name? I'll give you her name. Jeannie Paul. I've got her contact information as well. So maybe we'll get them on the next couple of weeks. We're still working on Rick, John Gilliam. It's funny. John called me. And John, if you're watching this, don't, let's see what's he got here. Sorry. Yes, I have 345 jerseys to pick up. All good in your area. That's awesome. Good to hear. Send me that. Billy was on giving me a hard time about Rick not having his itch trophy, 2 weeks after it was named. I had all year to get the trophy. He's right. So Danny is going to get me some samples. I need a button on top of it, and I think I need Bill Pulver's name on it somewhere as far as the Bill Pulver Memorial Award. Oh, no, that's bad karma. I'm sorry. We'll figure out a way to get Bill Pulver on there. And Danny, I will pay for the shipping and the engraving and whatever else. So we'll get you a trophy, I promise you. What was I going to say on top of that? I had something else to say. I don't know what it was. What was I talking about before I got on with Danny? Yeah, isn't that terrible? This is what happens. We're working on the perfect trophy. There you go. Thank you, Danny. LOI. Hey, I turned 73 Memorial Sets. 73, you old bastard. I'm only 65. I knew you were older. I thought you were like 5 years older than me. I don't know why. 8. Well, listen, we're going to live forever, Billy. If I can get myself out every few years with you for margaritas, I'll live forever. We'll have it picked out, I guess, by Monday. There you go. We're going to get Rick his trophy. I think we should get it here, or I got to get Rick on the show to display it, one or the other. Danny will decide where. Rick, I need your address, though. If you can send it to me in the private chat or email or something, just so I have your address. I know you sent it to me one time for something Mac wanted to send you, but I didn't save it. So whether Danny ships it to you directly, Danny, maybe if we need to, we can chat on the phone maybe before we finalize everything as far as what needs to be on it and such. But I appreciate your help with that for sure. Guys, we're going to wrap it up. I want to thank everybody for joining in, Billy and Mac for coming in and sounding off today. And I want more people to sound off as we go forward. And have some fun on this. We had a lot of fun today. We talked about a lot of different shit, man. I see Taylor Phillips from the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast. Check out Taylor's stuff. I want to start promoting Taylor's stuff. I know Taylor does a good job. Taylor, I know it's been not the best of New Year's for you so far for some situations you're going through. We wish you luck, buddy. I like watching your stuff. You're very professional. I haven't heard your play-by-play stuff. If you got any links to any of that, I'd love to listen to some of that and see what I can do as far as putting feelers out for you. I don't know a lot of people in your area, but I tell you, if you were here, there's some play-by-play that goes on in Section 2 in football that in New York, upstate New York, that you might have an opportunity for. But Michigan, I don't really have connections. But I'd love to listen to your plays, so your play-by-play. So do that. Billy says, thanks for the exposure. Great show. You didn't promote anything. What was I exposing? Don't expose yourself on the show. One rule we have, no exposing yourself. Danny, thank you again, my friend. You are a good friend. You guys are all good friends. We enjoy having everybody on the show. We'll see you Sunday. I'll see you at 3 o'clock with the MLB update. We'll talk about the great Bob Uecker and some other stuff. Guys, see you Sunday and this afternoon. Bye-bye.
Football season is here, and SeatGeek is my go-to for buying tickets. Now with SeatGeek, every single ticket is backed with their buyer guarantee. We've all had plans change, and when you can't make it to the big game, SeatGeek has you covered. They're the only ticketer that allows you to return your tickets ahead of the event for credit with SeatGeek swaps. So when things come up, I know that my tickets won't go to waste. So what are you waiting for? Download the SeatGeek app to maximize your possibilities and shop live events with confidence.
You're listening to Keith Engle, the host of TGI Sports Talk on the National Streaming Sports Roku channel.